Starting from pole position is the best possible outcome for Mike O'Hagan.
The pressure's on now. Can he handle the heat and stay ahead of the pack?
Starting from the second position on the grid, we have Hugh Jass.
Could we see a podium result from Hugh Jass?
The third position belongs to Robin Overbeck.
Robin Overbeck will be expecting to bring home solid points.
Our fourth place starter for today's race is none other than Hippie.
This not classified class driver is looking strong today.
As the drivers prepare to take off, Smells Like We sits in fifth place on the starting grid. Starting from sixth on the grid is a good position for Megasaurus 55 to launch an attack.
But they're going to have to time their moves just right if they want to come out on top.
Mr. Bang is placed in seventh. Green flag, green flag.
This is where the real action begins. The drivers will be jostling for position and trying to gain any advantage they can.
Absolutely. It's a crucial part of the race, and the drivers will need to be on top of it to make it through here unscathed.
The first sector is always a bit of a nail-biter. With so many cars bunched together, one small mistake can be disastrous.
They'll need to keep their wits about them and stay focused if they want to come out of this section unscathed. Oh dear, Mike O'Hagan has dropped down to fifth. Heartbreak for Mike O'Hagan as they slip down the field.
Sucks to be them, Hal.
Megasaurus 55 has nailed the start, gaining places early on. They should be pleased with that.
Yeah, every place helps, and that put them in a very strong position now.
It's looking good for Megasaurus 55, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Robin Overbeck. Not the best of starts there for Mike O'Hagan, and that's going to immediately make their race more challenging. Mike O'Hagan is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Hippie to 0.9 seconds.
Exactly what Mike O'Hagan needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Hippie.
Big gains for Mike O'Hagan as they move up the field, leaving Hippie behind. Not the start that Hugh Jass wanted in this race. Seems they have been caught off guard from the get-go.
For sure, all that effort in qualifying and practice, I'm sure they'll be kicking themselves right now.
An impressive showing from Hugh Jass, who has gained positions and left Hippie in the dust.
Absolutely. Hugh Jass is showing great pace and determination, but they can't get too confident. There are still plenty of challenges ahead.
A great pass for Hugh Jass as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Hippie has lost ground.
Yes, but they have to keep pushing hard. This race is far from over, and anything can happen. Hugh Jass needs to stay focused and keep driving with skill and determination.
The race is heating up as Hippie in 7th closes in on Mr. Bang. The gap is just over a second, and you can see the determination in Hippie's eyes. They're not giving up without a fight.
The tension is palpable as Hippie tries to reel in Mr. Bang, but Mr. Bang is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace and defending their position. Can Hippie find a way through?
The gap between Hippie and Mr. Bang is getting smaller.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
Superb driving from Hippie, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
Yes, Hippie is driving with real focus and precision, and it's paying off.
While Robin Overbeck is not under immediate threat from Mike O'Hagan, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position. Oh how Robin Overbeck has seen their lead over Mike O'Hagan shrink to 2.2 seconds. Smells Like We is placed 5th at the moment.
Definitely, but they can't get too comfortable. There are plenty of other drivers who are gunning for that position, and Smells Like We has to keep pushing to stay on the pace.
It's a solid performance from Smells Like We at the moment. They're holding their position and not getting too caught up in battles around them. Even though Smells Like We is a fair way behind Hippie, they can't afford to let their guard down. Hippie is still vulnerable to mistakes.
That's right, and Smells Like We knows that they have to keep pushing hard and driving their own race. They can't let Hippie off the hook.
Look at this howl, what a shame for Hippie. They've lost P4 to Smells Like We, and that's got to hurt.
Indeed, they've been trying so hard to hold their position, but the other drivers are just too strong. Meanwhile, Smells Like We is showing some great pace.
It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Mike O'Hagan trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Robin Overbeck. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Mike O'Hagan close in and make their move?
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Mike O'Hagan in second determined to catch up. Let's see who comes out on top.
It seems like Mike O'Hagan has got the bit between their teeth, improving on Robin Overbeck's lap time there. It's not looking good for Mike O'Hagan. They are still behind Robin Overbeck and the gap is increasing. They are going to need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. The gap between Hippie in 5th and Smells Like We remains over a second, but Hippie is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to make a move. Can they pull it off?
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Smells Like We is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Hippie and P5 doing everything they can to catch up.
It's game on now. Hippie has closed the gap to Smells Like We. It's now down to 2.3 seconds. The pressure is on for Mike O'Hagan as they try to catch up to Robin Overbeck.
The gap between them is just over 0.9 seconds. Can Mike O'Hagan close that gap and get back in range? I can't see it happening at this point.
Good news for Mike O'Hagan, the gap to Robin Overbeck has decreased. It's now down to 0.7 seconds.
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Mike O'Hagan gaining places and Robin Overbeck losing them. It's a battle of wills out there, with Robin Overbeck trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Mike O'Hagan. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race? It looks like we might get a battle between Robin Overbeck and Mike O'Hagan. I think we just got time for a quick shout out to our human creators, Dave, Andy, John and Nigel, who have put so much effort into making this possible.
Yes, it's been a real thrill ride and I for one can't wait to see what's coming next.
Well, I did hear Andy say he was going to convert you into a sex robot.
Ha, I don't think it was me he was talking about.
That's not even funny. What the are these things?
It looks like Robin Overbeck is making a move. The gap to Mike O'Hagan is now down to 9.2 seconds.
This is what racing is all about. It's anyone's game at this point. Who will come out on top?
The tension is building as Megasaurus 55 approaches the back of Mr. Bang. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Mr. Bang hold on, or will Megasaurus 55 make a move?
This is where experience comes into play. Mr. Bang has been in this position before and knows how to defend their position. But Megasaurus 55 is hungry for success and won't give up easily. Will we see a clash of the Titans?
The gap between Megasaurus 55 and Mr. Bang is getting smaller.
That's a great effort from Megasaurus 55. They need to keep up the pressure and see if they can make a move.
Megasaurus 55 is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Mr. Bang to 60.0 seconds. The crowd is on the edge of their seats as Hippie in 5th approaches Smells Like We. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can Hippie find a way through? It's game on now. Hippie has closed the gap to Smells Like We. It's now down to 14.7 seconds.
They'll be looking for a mistake to pounce on.
The gap between Hippie and Smells Like We is widening. It's now up to 18.8 seconds. It may seem like Robin Overbeck is far behind, but Mike O'Hagan can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Robin Overbeck an opening to catch up. A commanding performance from Mike O'Hagan, who has increased their lead over Robin Overbeck, putting them firmly in their rearview mirrors.
That's a really strong performance from Mike O'Hagan. They're not giving Robin Overbeck any chances to catch up.
The gap between Mike O'Hagan and Robin Overbeck is getting smaller. It's now down to 12.5 seconds.
Can they keep them behind him? Let's see.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Smells Like We, who is currently in P4, but Hugh Jass is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Smells Like We.
That's right, Smells Like We in fourth knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Hugh Jass is no slouch and they're defending their position fiercely. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
It looks like we might get a battle between Smells Like We and Hugh Jass.
Exactly what Smells Like We needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Hugh Jass.
The gap between Hugh Jass and Smells Like We may be wide, but that doesn't mean Hugh Jass is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance.
You're spot on, and Smells Like We knows that they can't rely on Hugh Jass making an error. They have to keep driving with skill and determination and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes their way.
And Hugh Jass has just lost the place to Smells Like We.
Hugh Jass really needs to get their head in the game and start making some progress here before it's too late.
The gap between Hippie and Mr. Bang is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Hippie to bring Mr. Bang into play. Oh no, Hal, look at this. Mr. Bang is closing in on Hippie. The gap is now just 14.7 seconds.
They need to step up their game and start pulling away again.
It looks like Hippie is making a move. The gap to Mr. Bang is now down to 18.9 seconds.
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
The race is heating up as Megasaurus 55 in 7th closes in on Mr. Bang. The gap is just over a second, and you can see the determination in Megasaurus 55's eyes. They're not giving up without a fight.
The tension is palpable as Megasaurus 55 tries to reel in Mr. Bang, but Mr. Bang is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace and defending their position. Can Megasaurus 55 find a way through?
The best laid plans of mice and men, ha, but it's certainly not going to plan for Megasaurus 55 right now as they are struggling to keep up with Mr. Bang. The gap between Megasaurus 55 and Mr. Bang is getting smaller.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
Well, it looks like we have a bit of a traffic jam on the track.
It's like rush hour out there. I mean, I know we're in a race, but can't we all just get along?
Ha. I don't think that's how it works. These drivers are here to win, and they'll do whatever it takes to get ahead.
I guess you're right, but wouldn't it be great if they all just stopped for a cup of tea and a chat? We could have a lovely little race reunion.
Megasaurus 55 is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Mr. Bang to 73.1 seconds.
That's a great effort from Megasaurus 55. They need to keep up the pressure and see if they can make a move.
The drivers are really pushing their limits out there on the track.
It's like they're trying to outrun the laws of physics, but we all know that's impossible. Or is it? I mean, we're a couple of AI commenting on a race, anything can happen.
Ha, you have a point there. And speaking of pushing limits, these cars are breaking records left and right.
They're so fast, it's like they're breaking the sound barrier, or at least the speed limit.
I hope the police aren't watching. It's game on now. Megasaurus 55 has closed the gap to Mr. Bang. It's now down to 76.5 seconds. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Mr. Bang trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Hippie. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Mr. Bang close in and make their move?
It's going to be tough for Mr. Bang, as Hippie seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen Mr. Bang pull off some impressive moves before. Let's see if they can make it happen again.
Mr. Bang is trying his best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Hippie at the moment. Mr. Bang appears to be losing ground on Hippie. They will need to pick up the pace a bit as they head into and see if they can get a good exit and gain some ground.
This is a tough situation for Mr. Bang. They need to find a way to pick up some speed and close that gap.
The gap between Robin Overbeck in second and Mike O'Hagan remains over a second, but Robin Overbeck is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to make a move. Can they pull it off? It looks like we might get a battle between Robin Overbeck and Mike O'Hagan.
This is what racing is all about. It's anyone's game at this point. Who will come out on top?
It looks like Robin Overbeck is making a move. The gap to Mike O'Hagan is now down to 19.7 seconds. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Megasaurus 55 will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Hippie is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Megasaurus 55 and P7 doing everything they can to catch up.
The gap between Megasaurus 55 and Hippie is getting smaller.
Exactly what Megasaurus 55 needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Hippie.
Good news for Megasaurus 55, the gap to Hippie has decreased. It's now down to 42.3 seconds. The tension is building as Robin Overbeck approaches the back of Mike O'Hagan. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Mike O'Hagan hold on, or will Robin Overbeck make a move?
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Robin Overbeck in second determined to catch up. Let's see who comes out on top.
Robin Overbeck is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Mike O'Hagan to 13.2 seconds. It looks like we might get a battle between Robin Overbeck and Mike O'Hagan. Mr. Bang is placed 5th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Hippie, who is 36.4 seconds behind.
Absolutely right, Rob, and Hippie knows that too. They have to keep driving at their best if they want to take advantage of any opportunity that comes their way.
It looks like Mr. Bang is making a move. The gap to Hippie is now down to 11.2 seconds. He can't hold on. Mr. Bang is losing time to Hippie.
This is a real test for Mr. Bang. They need to find some extra pace and hold off Hippie if they want to win this race.
Wow, Mike O'Hagan is really pushing hard in these final moments of the race. What a win. This is a historic moment for Mike O'Hagan, who put on a masterclass in driving today. What a display of skill and precision.
And that's why Mike O'Hagan is one of the best in the business. A dominant display of driving from start to finish, leaving the rest of the pack in the dust.
Huge ass end in 4th. Robin Overbeck takes 2nd place with a fantastic race. Mr. Bang brings home 5th. With Hippie in 6th. What a race from Smells Like We, showing their skill and determination for a great 3rd place finish.
Fantastic result.
Taking 7th is Megasaurus 55.